Okay. Hello, Bliss Kiss fans. Okay, so you guys, I mean, let's see, 17 on Instagram. Let me just, you guys give me a couple minutes and tell me where you're from. Hello, Grant. Oh gosh, you guys are so awesome. Oh, I have to show you guys. You guys can see back there. Corey finally helps me put up the curtains that covered the 1970s looking mirror strips. So that's awesome. Georgia, England. Okay, I'm trying to see if I can see. Hello, Kathy. It's good to see you. Okay, Russia. Oh, that's awesome. Georgia, California. But I lived in Japan for 9 years. Spain, but living in England. Spanish, living in Germany. Wow, you guys are all just moving around. Kathy, do you have a clock yet? Yes, I do, right there. And I can tell that it's 11:06. Apparently, I just found out that you can go live on Facebook for 4 hours. Isabella is from Washington, Chicago. I love Bliss Kiss products. Thank you, Ella. Canada, woo. Orlando, Heidi. Okay, so somebody asked me a question, or actually what I'll do is introduce myself. Let's see, I've got about 29 people on Instagram and 10 on Facebook, so that's awesome. I know it's kind of early for some of you and kind of late for others. I'm Anna Seidel, and I am the owner of Bliss Kiss. I'm also the writer of nailcarehq.com, and we have like over 80 articles there. I've been writing for a little while. So where in Washington are you from? I am in Olympia. Oh, you're so vibrant and lively. I tell you, about an hour ago, not so much. In fact, I went to talk with somebody, the gal who runs our indoor arena and basically the big barn, and I was like, I think it was about 8:30. I'm like, I can't find words. I couldn't even find the right words for rolling up the garden hose. Anyway, oh, somebody's excited for their order. Let's see, Grant, what exactly is the Eponychium? Good job trying to spell that. It took me probably 3 months to learn how to spell that properly. I know you know what it is, and I'm trying to say. Okay, so actually, the Eponychium, there is new research that has been coming out of, I kind of can't imagine the people who actually do this research and somehow figure out all the layers of skin and everything. And so it turns out, so I thought that the Eponychium was all of this skin that covered it, and covered your nail matrix. And I learned that that is not true. We now have more information. And so the cuticle is actually that dead skin that comes out and is on your nail plate. Well, it turns out that the Eponychium is actually just barely that layer of skin that goes over the matrix, and turns out as the nail plate is growing, that's what becomes the cuticle. Interesting. And I'll tell you, I tell you guys, my hair did funky weird things. It's weird to look at me in 2 screens. So the Eponychium is just that teeny tiny little layer, and now they're calling this whole area the proximal fold, which I find interesting. But you know, new knowledge is good. So okay, Heidi says I'm excited to try autumn. I love vanilla though. You're gonna, if you like vanilla and if you like apple pie a la mode, oh my gosh, you are gonna love autumn. Love, love, love. I love it. I love it. That was the one that my team kept insisting that I create, and I was like, I don't want to smell like pumpkins. So, but that was the only season that we had left that did not have a seasonal. So I am not a fragrance mixologist, whatever they're called, a perfumer. And so I just got a whole bunch of fragrances and started mixing them, and it ended up being three different fragrance oils to make that. Autumn sounds delicious. It is. How are you doing with the smoky air in Washington? That lasted till last Friday, and it was hard to breathe. I could not believe how many fires were happening in Canada, and then it was all blowing down to us, down to Centralia and about 30 miles south of us. So yeah, it was pretty bad. Thank goodness that's over, but I feel horrible for just that many fires and actually all the people who lived in Canada, and it was a lot closer. Somebody, oh, hello, thanks. My puppy's, I hope she doesn't bark the whole time. Isabella says I go to the beach in Olympia. Do I ever plan on selling in stores? That's a great question. So far we have not been approached yet, and we haven't taken the time and energy to actually do that, pursue the stores. And so, plus there's this other couple of things of making sure that we have the capacity to actually make that much for what a store would need, like let's say Walmart or Target, or even like Sephora or Ulta. We just wouldn't be able to, we would have to hire a bunch more people, which would be a good thing, but in the 2,000 square foot warehouse, we wouldn't have enough room for more people. So we'd like to, we'll get there. I'm also very particular about our products, and you, for the most part, during the sale, it can be a little bit, as we're prepping for the sale, it'll be a little bit longer, but pretty much we want you to have the product that was manufactured less than 2 weeks ago. So when it's gonna sit on a shelf, I have trouble with that because we don't know how long it's gonna sit on the shelf. So that's one of those things of our mission and values of creating products that are life-changing with an exceptional customer experience. And so for me, I feel like that would start to get lost. I know that we'll eventually get there, but yeah, that's why. Natasha says, I did the overnight hydration and all my nails were so clear. I was so happy. Yay! So the overnight hydration, for those of you who don't know it, is you use our oil and then so you just slather it on. Normally I say just a teeny tiny little bit, like 1 drop is enough to do all 10 nails. 2 drops if you have really dry skin. So you slather lots of oil underneath the tips, especially. You have to have naked nails. And then put on our lotion stick or some sort of balm type of product if you already have it. You want something that doesn't have water in it because that's just going to make your hands sweat. So you put on the lotion stick, slather that on, and then hands into nitrile gloves, and they're way over there. But we're working on getting these amazing pink ones. All right, I'll get it. Okay, they're so cool. And when we order, there's like this pearlescent pink. They're so cool, and they're a much stronger nitrile than the other ones that I've tried. And even the ones that hospital employees use, because these are actually, since they're pink, the manufacturer developed them for being able to withstand chemo, all of the medicines and everything that is used in chemotherapy. And so these are formulated to last for 2 hours with those chemicals, so they are much thicker, and hopefully we'll be able to get them. And then that's what you do. You put on the nitrile gloves, you go to bed. The first couple of times it's really awkward. So the first couple of times I didn't sleep the greatest, but then I got used to it, and now it's no big deal. Also, you can do it as a day type of thing. It doesn't have to be done all night. A lot of times, if I don't have a whole lot of time between manicures and I know I've got a couple of hours, then I'll do that and I'll start typing and answering emails and then do it that way. So, and you still get some benefit, not the same, but I love it both ways. Especially if you've been like going, like if you've gone camping or you've done something where it's just sort of torn apart your hands. It's a really, really good thing to do when you come back, because it feels wonderful, and then all your dry skin is gone. Okay. So let me go to Facebook here. Autumn. Oh, thanks, Kathy. No, your hair is beautiful, just like the owner. Oh, you guys are so nice. You're good for my ego. That's why I love Thursdays. What is your go-to color for fall? Ooh, that's never been asked. My go-to color, I don't have one, actually. Oh, I'm guessing you're probably talking about polish, not clothes. I'll wear whatever I've got in the closet that's still clean. So I tend to go with the darker colors, but I've started to be like some of the other bloggers where it's like, I don't care, I'm gonna do fall colors in spring, and I'm gonna do spring colors in the winter. So it's just whatever's gonna make you happy. Kelly says make a maple butter version. Have you ever, Kathy, this is a good question. Have you ever considered HSN or QVC on TSC in Canada? Actually, we have inquired about QVC, I think, on here in the United States, and she said, nope, our target market is people who are 60 and older. And if you can't create enough value with, because she goes, I don't think they're going to be interested in your Simply Peel, and I don't think they're really going to be interested in your oil. Although it's really interesting because people with older skin definitely need our oil, and because they have really, really dry nails. So, oh well, I think it's just a lack of understanding. It's also a lack of, I know that big companies are watching our company. I would guess that somewhere somebody's thinking about purchasing it, and I'm seeing like at least a 10-year vision for me. I don't know what's going to happen after that, but I will definitely make sure that everything that we stand for stays. Okay. Brianna says, I have a question about the nail oil. Will it help make my nails stronger? I have very weak nails, which makes it harder for me to grow them out. And yes, Brianna, it will. So the best way to explain it is, what oil does is it helps glue your nail oils to your nail cells together. When we wash our hands with soaps and also water is the most damaging chemical to our nails. I know it sounds crazy. A lot of people are like, water's not a chemical. Yes, it is. Everything on the planet has a chemical structure, but some are good, some are toxic. I don't know necessarily that they're bad. It's that we have a lot of chemicals that we work with, that it's the amount of volume, it's the exposure. Just like we can be exposed to smoke from a fire, like we were talking about earlier. We can be exposed to that and we can be okay, but it can also kill you. So it all matters in the volume, the amount of exposure that we have. So this is why it bothers me so much when people freak out about acetone. Well, you either have to drink it, which would be painful. The other thing that's interesting is our body actually makes a small amount of acetone. Pretty cool, huh? So it drives me nuts when people freak about acetone. The only way that you're going to get is if you huff it, which a lot of kids do, which I don't recommend, because I actually did. When I was working on a video for creating our, when I created the Miracle Mat, and I was doing all kinds of testing and trying different things and that I could show you how it works with the mat. And so for about 2 weeks, I was working for about 4 hours on the mat, and I started, my brain just started to go into a fog, and I couldn't think. I was getting some headaches. So that's, don't work with acetone 4 hours in a day. And if you do, have really, really, really awesome ventilation. Have a window open, because, I mean, I know some of the things that we do can take, the nail art can take longer, but so just make sure you have good ventilation. I went all over the place with that one. I hope I answered. No, Brianna, I'll come right back to it now to answer your question. Go to nailcarehq.com. Actually, go to Google and put that in along with strengthen brittle nails. And that's my main article that I've written about how our oil works, because not every oil is the same. So I explain all that, and I also have, I explain it more in a bunch of other articles too, but that's the one where I really, really focus on it. So Brianna, go check that out. Let me go back to Instagram here, see if I can find some questions. Oh, Bliss fans, I lost an oil pen. I know, I would be devastated. Oh, wait, but you found it yesterday in your 18-month-old brother's room with his toys. Woohoo! Okay. Why, oh, this is a good one. Coco's nail art. Why do nails grow so thin and faster under fake nails? Interesting. I don't think they grow any faster. In fact, I know they don't grow any faster. The only way that's been scientifically proven to grow nails fast, to have your nails grow faster, is 1, get pregnant. 2, move somewhere warm, because that's where you have a lot more blood flow to your matrix. And 3, damage them. So that could play into it, because if you've gone to a salon and they've ground down about 50% of your nail, then the body's response would be to speed up your growing, but I don't think it's damaged enough. It's when you damage your nail and you lose it, or you lose part of it, that's when the body goes, oh, you need to get your fingertips all covered up so that you can do things, so that we can scratch and dig and open things. So the body knows that, and then it will grow faster. Okay. So, but that's an interesting question. I have never been asked that. Grant says it's funny that you don't like the scent of pumpkins. Grant, were you the one who didn't like autumn? I thought that was interesting. Somebody didn't like autumn. Yeah. Somebody says, as a person living in Washington, I can't wait for autumn so fire season ends. The smoke is coming from Canada and Diamond Creek. Oh, blah, blah, blah. What's my favorite part of Washington other than Olympia? Wow. That's a great question. I haven't thought about that one. Other than Olympia, because I absolutely love this property that we purchased, and I've really enjoyed going to see Mount Rainier. I love going to the beach when it's warm, not when it's cold. It was 100 degrees, 104 degrees one day last week, and a bunch of us took off for the beach. We're just like, we can't take it, it's too hot. And I know a bunch of you are like, 104, that's not too bad, but it's a moist, icky heat, and not everybody has air conditioning. Grant says, hate my short nails so much, they're growing back nicely though. Your oil is a lifesaver. Should be a good length for nail art by September. Yay. Okay, let me do one more on on Instagram. I definitely will try your oil once I finish the one I have at the moment. That's awesome. Just know that if it doesn't have jojoba, so it should say jojoba oil, which it's really not. It's a wax ester. But if it doesn't have that as one of the first two ingredients, it's not going to do a very good job. Okay, back to Facebook. Other than your own products, what is your go-to home remedy for not only nails, but anything you'd want to share, life hacks, etc.? Oh, that's a good question too. Oh, I just saw one on DIY life hacks something, and I was like, oh my gosh, that's so cool. Oh, I wish I could remember things, but I see so much on social media because that's my job. But I see so many cool things, and then I don't always remember it. I saved it though. Maybe I can share it. Okay, sorry. I digress. Kelly, sorry. Ask me next time. I will think about that one. Life hacks. Oh, like baking or cleaning? Oh my gosh. Cooking. I love cooking when I have the energy. I love making sushi, but I have trouble because it's such a long process. It takes probably a good 2 to 3 hours to get everything ready for doing sushi. But love, love, love. And I think my favorite is it's got different names everywhere you go. It could be Alaska roll. It could be, there's like, they'll do a Puget Sound roll or something. But basically it's salmon and cream cheese and other ingredients. It's yum. I also love, love, love the rainbow roll. And I'll make some of those too. I hope that answers your question, Kelly. I don't know if I did a very good job. Okay. Sophia says, how do you make your polish last longer? That is a great question. The biggest thing is to make sure that you are using a high quality ridge filling base coat. The reason why is because you do not want to file down your ridges because actually the ridges are the thickest part of your nail. So we don't really have a problem. You don't grow ridges. We're actually the opposite, is where little sections of the nail matrix are not functioning at highest capacity. And so what you're getting is the dips. You're getting thinner areas of your nail plate between the ridges, and so you never ever want to file them down to match the thinnest part of your nail plate. It's extremely damaging, and then people wonder, why are my nail tips peeling and why do they keep breaking? It's like, well, you made them a lot thinner. So the big thing is the ridge filling base coat. You want to fill those in. Don't get one with fibers in it. I'm not seeing those very much anymore, but I just saw one and I was like, if fibers, as I've used them before back in college, and all they did was made my nails fuzzy because the fibers were too big to actually settle down into the grooves. And so yeah, so what you want is one that's just got microparticles. And the other reason that you use a base coat is because it is formulated to bond to the nail plate. It's actually a much softer product. It bonds to the nail plate, but then polish is created to bond to base coat, not the nail plate. And then, of course, top coat can bond to anything. But what the top coat does is that it has different ingredients in it that give it a nice, harder, shiny surface that then protects your nails. So I highly recommend 2 coats of ridge filling base coat, 2 coats of color, and then, oh, and by the way, base coat gets wrapped all the way around to your finger. Okay, this is how you prevent water absorption into your nail plate as much as possible. And so base coat, 2 layers. Top coat, don't wrap, because it's a royal pain in the to get that out. I did one time where it was like gold on top and the red tips underneath, and the red just had to grow out. I couldn't get it out. So that's another thing too, is use a good quick dry top coat that you love. I actually happen to like this one at the moment. It's fairly inexpensive. This is the Sally Hansen Insta-Dry. It's not red, it's clear, just a nice pretty red bottle. Makes it easy to find, you know, in your mess of, if my table, I'm probably pretty sure that my nail table is like your guys'. It's like, you just get more and more and more stuff, and then you've got this teeny little workspace. But anyway, so make sure you're using a good base coat, and make sure you're using a good top coat, and the base coat, top coat, wrap all the way around the tips. I have all of the directions for that at nailcarehq.com, and it's called the Fab 5 wrap. And then I'm pretty sure that we also put it on our website at myBlissKiss.com. Okay. Too much of anything is bad usually, yeah. So, do you think you'll ever come out with other fragrances, and why not? Why or why not? That is a great question. Most likely not. And the reason is because we use, and I know it's kind of buried down in my feed, if you actually go look for all the, scroll down a little bit, and you'll find all of the pictures that we did of the team and videos during, did I do one of the machines? So we have 3 filling machines, but they're still operated by hand, but we're able to push a button with our foot, and then that fills it. It goes beep, 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 beep. So, but the seasonals, they are filled by hand still, like we did back when we started. So they take a lot more labor to do. And so I would have to dedicate a machine to a fragrance if we wanted to do more, kind of a thing. We are considering pink sugar, but we've actually we need to do, run the numbers. So what we do is we analyze how well it's selling and compared to the other fragrances, and does that warrant investing in a machine so that we can fill stuff faster. That was a long-winded way of answering that, Grant. Hopefully that helps. Okay, let me switch over to Facebook. Oh, Kelly, what's the game plan for the rest of my day? Party. I would love to say I'm gonna party, but nope, I'm gonna work. And then I'm gonna take breaks because I am working from home today. Thank goodness, because the warehouse does not have air conditioning. So we have this big giant $2,500 giant swamp cooler. So that makes it a lot cooler, but then it also makes it sticky. So I'm going to work on, see, my best friend Kirsten, who is also our my marketing coach and helps project manager, and she helps me stay focused because I ping pong all over the place. I'm a great starter. I love to start all kinds of things, and I'm a terrible finisher. So I love that I've surrounded myself with a team that finishes stuff for me. Oh, I lost my train of thought. Where does that go? Oh, there we go. Back to that question. So my game plan for the rest of the day is to try my best to finish an article, but for me, a lot of times you guys are my main focus, especially with our 2 new groups. I want to mention that we have started 2 Facebook support groups because we're working with people. We're finding that our oil is incredibly helpful for 2 things. One is skin issues. just a lot of times some autoimmune response things. One of the symptoms is our skin goes haywire. And so we're finding a lot of people with eczema, psoriasis, and other skin issues that have big long names that I've actually never ever heard of. People are joining this support group for helping improve the symptoms. Like I have Dane, my middle son, who's my third child. He has eczema that he gets all over his eyes and his eyelids, and he gets, this whole section has scars from so much scratching, and then also his arms. And he started using our oil on that, and within 3 days, all of the dry scaling and him scratching, all of that is gone. And so we're finding that so many people with psoriasis and of course eczema, different kinds of eczema, GA, I think there's another one called R. I mean, they're long names, so they just get shortened. And so that Facebook group, if you go to myblisskiss.com/healthy skin, that will take you to that support group. We have it closed so that you just need to request to get in, and we're approving you unless there's one person we didn't approve, and it was a guy who was kind of trolling. And anyway, I digress. So go to, let me say that again, myblisskiss.com/healthy skin, and that's for the skin issue group. And then we also have another one for people who are biting their nails and picking at their skin like I do. I am seriously a perfection picker. So I will pick at these little things that happen on the sides, and I will rip them and make them bleed. So we have strategies and tools and all of these different kinds of things that we're working on helping people, because we've had so many customers who have used our oil and actually been able to replace the biting habit, because you can't break a habit. You replace a bad habit with a more positive one. And okay, come back thought. So that group, there we go. That group is for supporting those two issues. And that one's challenging because changing habits is hard. You guys know that. I mean, how many New Year's resolutions happen, and how many people get a gym membership because they're wanting to change a habit, and only a small fraction of people keep that habit going, that positive habit. So I hope I answered that question. The questions to keep moving. Oh, let me give the address for that if I haven't already. myblisskiss.com/healthy nails, and that one is for biting and picking. And both of these groups, again, I'm going to say are closed, and all that means is that you need to request membership, and of course we're going to let you in. We're working really hard to make sure that everybody gets in within 24 hours, because both of these groups, it's very, very, the pictures and testimonials that people are putting up is very raw, and especially with the skin issues, it's very much a personal challenge, and to actually put these pictures up and explain their testimonial, their experience, it's incredibly painful and raw. And so we don't want anybody hurting anybody's feelings. It's important that even though the pictures may make you go and for me, when it makes that happen, it's because I can feel the pain. I can feel the itching just because I've watched Dane for years. And then I also get dishydrotic, I think that's what it's called, eczema, which is those little blistery, they look like water blisters, that happen on your fingers and can move to your hands and make the itch insanely. For me, stress is a big one that makes that happen. So anyway, I know how a lot of that feels. Do we have a seller's permit in order to have your shop set up online? Yes, I do. We've had our business license and seller's permit for I don't know how long, because I've had our main business has been my thing of trying all different kinds of businesses. We've had that for over 20 years. So yes, Grant was the one who didn't like autumn. And I want you guys to know that if you have an allergic reaction, if you have an allergic reaction to our oils, let us know, and we will make that right for you. And one of the, it's not a big one, but one of the smaller ones is that if you get our oil and when you put it on, it gets red and irritated and it starts to get really dry, and doesn't feel good, you're allergic to vitamin A, also known as retinol, which is what's used in our face products to get rid of those wrinkles and that extra skin. Oh, I haven't done that in a while. So if you're allergic to, if that happens, you're allergic to vitamin A, just email us, and we have a handful of customers who get a vitamin A free version of our oil. That's how much we love our customers, is we will take out an ingredient if necessary and do that for you. Okay. Bronze Baby Queen, when are you gonna start selling the gloves? As soon as possible. We're trying. Soccer chick, I bought 4 large bottles during the sale. Oh, you're gonna love it. Keep it in the refrigerator or the freezer. And that will extend the shelf life. We have one customer who's had her 4-ounce bottle for 4 years, and she's not using it fast enough, I'll tell you that much. But she's had it for 4 years, and she says it smells just fine, and it looks fine, and so that's good, because basically what happens is the cold, just like it makes our food last longer by keeping it cold, the same thing goes with oil. Okay. Oh, good. I think it's Kirsten. She's coming in, and she's on Facebook. She's putting the links. So just to read the links to the Facebook groups, just to go over those again, myblisskiss.com/healthy skin for if you're having skin issues and want support with that. And then also myblisskiss.com/healthy nails for if you're having issues with biting and picking, which I'm pretty sure that almost everyone on the planet has an issue. And I don't know, it's just when we're bored, anxiety is a big one. It's just, yeah, I don't know why we do it. We just do. Roaring Tiger says, hey Anna, my nails are the longest they've ever been, and I've noticed that my ring fingernail, after a certain length, it curves to one side more than the other nails. Why does that happen? That happens because it is the shape of your fingertip bone, and so something is within that bone inside is making it so that as it goes, it will curve or do. I have one, this one, sorry, I don't mean to flip you off, but this one, because of this, I have a callus and a bone spur here. The finger has deposited more calcium here back when during school, thanks school, of writing, and so the response of that constant rubbing of a pencil or a pen creates bone spur. Well, that is affecting my matrix right back here, and so this nail grows out. You can see it. No, you can't really see it, but it does the same thing. It's like it drops down and wants to curve more. So I tend to, what I do with those kind of, and I recommend people do with these kind of nails, is that you just, you file the side right here to lift it up a little bit, and what that does is it relieves the curve. It relieves that pressure. Okay, Con says hello. I see. Heidi says, I love the private group. It holds me accountable. Kirsten's like, woohoo, I'm the official Anna redirector and do all the things bossy person. Yes, you are. Okay, let's see. That's a really good question. Which was the Roaring Tiger's question. IMS. Okay. Thank you so much, Anna. I have followed all of your tips and used your products, and my nails have not been this healthy in a long time. Yay, that's awesome. Also, I want you guys to know that this happens, and I get it a lot, where people are like, my nails are suddenly crap. They are peeling, they're breaking. I don't understand why it suddenly happened. They were fine yesterday and now they're not. And what I would say, my first question is, what were you doing 4 months ago? What happened? Did you, were you diagnosed with an illness? Did you start a new medication? Was there a divorce, a marriage, a baby? Even having a baby can, well, we know that because when you get pregnant, your nails actually grow faster. So, come back. Oh, that's what I thought. Ugh. Somebody's gonna remind me. So let's see. Didn't know about jojoba. Very interesting. Yeah, and actually, if you put in Google nailcarehq.com and jojoba, you'll find a bunch of places where I've talked about it. Bunch of articles. Anna, do you make your lotion stick for fall? Natasha. That's a fun story. We actually, it's so funny because when we do seasonals, we usually, of the lotion stick, we usually don't sell them. And it's because changing the fragrance can affect the product, and it can make it a little bit softer and more likely to melt. So James he was supposed to make a batch of like 7 autumn lotion sticks for all of us, the team, and he got the decimal point wrong on the fragrance, and so he had to make like 45, I think it was, and we sold them all. I was like, oh, okay, that was a mistake, but if people want it, let's see. And they sold so fast, so yes, we will make them. Grant, opinions on OPI liquid sands. Love, love, love. In fact, I'm actually wearing one, this purple. I love it. And by the way, if you guys come regularly, I am testing base coats, ridge filling base coats for you guys to see which one I can recommend. And so I am testing wear and durability, and one of them, I think the one I was wearing last week, I think it's Nina. Don't hold me to that. But it lasted for 12 days. And so I'm like, okay, if I'm doing 4 to 6 base coats, and you have to be consistent. So basically the only thing I want to change underneath is the base coat. So I have to keep these polishes the same. So I get to wear this manicure for 2 months. Yeah, I want colors. I want stamping, but there we go. What I do for all of our fans and followers, and so Soccer Chick, any brands, in particular ridge filling base coat. Not yet. I'll let you know, but that's gonna be 2 months from now. Can you show the Sally Hansen Insta Dry again? Yes. Comes in a red bottle, easy to find. They have Sally Hansen has a whole bunch of other supposed strengtheners and all kinds of blah blah blah. Don't use a nail strengthener unless you have really, really short nails, because what happens is the product makes your nails too hard, and you want them to bend when you smack them into the counter or the door or whatever. So you don't want to use anything that's a nail strengthener if you have longer tips. It's going to make them break. I have an article that I wrote. I think it's one of the longest articles I've written at nailcarehq.com, and then also Google nail strengtheners. You'll find this big old long article where I look at a couple of the nail strengtheners, the big ones that are out there, and I look at the ingredients and I look at their description, and I'll tell you all the reasons why their descriptions are full of their marketing. They're marketing gimmicks to try and get you to buy the product, and some people love them and some people don't. Let's see. I have to keep my nails short just to the end of my fingers, or my nails split, flake, or break. How do I wrap the base coat to the underneath when they are short? Excellent question. You don't. You just cap the edge as best you can. The problem, especially with people who have shorter nails, when I touch things, when I pick stuff up, I pick it up with my fingers this way. But people who have shorter nails, they're able to use the pad, this part of the pad of your fingers, and so you're getting a lot more wear and tear on the tips of your fingers, which is why they can peel and break more. So maybe being a little bit more deliberate about where you put your hands and whether you use them like this and pick up my water bottle. You can see that I have to hold it differently because my nails are in the way. So I just get used to that, and I've gotten used to it. And I think because of picking things up this way, I'm not getting the same tip wear that you guys do with short nails. So just do the very best. And if you get some peeling, that's okay. If the peel is sticking up, then take clippers and just clip off that little piece. And then and then very, very gently file that edge of the peel, and then go ahead and fill that with a little bit of nail glue. I like the one that's thick. I find it at Sally Beauty Supply, and it's called a gel resin. Dumb name. It has nothing to do with all of the gels. So it is just a thicker version of nail glue, which is basically like super glue. Same ingredients. So, and then I just fill that little area and then go ahead and polish. So you're good to go. Your kids are lucky to have such an amazing woman as a mother. They might disagree with you a little bit. Especially because I used to do a whole lot more cooking and making sure the house was picked up and stuff when I hate cleaning though. Oh, hate cleaning. I used to do a lot more of that when I was a full-time mom. And so once we started this business 5 years ago, suddenly I became a working mom, and Corey has always worked. So he's been the breadwinner. And so the difference is now that we are a two working parent family, and the kids miss me cooking dinner because a lot of times I'm just so tired and we're doing different things in the evening, and it's like, sorry guys, you gotta fend for yourself. So in a way, I am making them very capable of feeding themselves when they move out. So I'm trying to look at it that way, as opposed to feeling like some days I feel like I'm just not a very good mom. But yeah. And I think I get really frustrated, actually both Corey and I do. We get really frustrated when they're all together, because then a lot of fighting and stuff can happen. But when we get them one-on-one, oh, they're such cool kids. So that's fun. Cinderella, you haven't been able to find the skin group. You should be able to, even if you just, when you go to Facebook and in the search, just put in Bliss Kiss, you should be able to find that group. But if you go to myblisskiss.com/healthy, which one are you looking for? Healthy skin, then you will get a whole bunch of resources that we've put together to help you. So hope that helps. And if you can't find it, Cinderella, just email us and we'll help you with that. Can you talk about the benefits of your oil? Does the lotion stick have the same benefits? Great question, Natasha. And I've got like 8 minutes left on Instagram. I can keep talking on Facebook because apparently I can go for 4 hours on Facebook. I don't think I could. I think I'd lose my voice, but I may go a little bit longer over on Facebook, and if there's any questions there. So the benefits of the oil. I love all the little hearts you guys do. That's so nice when they go, it tells me what I'm the stuff that you like me talking about. So the benefits of our oil. The biggest thing is that it contains jojoba wax ester. And there are only two things, I'll just say two things. There's only two things that can go through the nail plate. One is water and the other is oil. But it has to be a particular kind of oil, and it starts with body oil. So what happens is your nail bed, this pink part, it pumps up the right blend of moisture, water that you have consumed, and then also body oil. And so what the oil does is it's called, Doug calls it plasticizing. What it does is as those of us who are doing the overnight hydration treatment or using the oil regularly, it penetrates in because we're washing our hands so much. And we just strip all of that body oil out of our hands and then, or our nails. And then what we're also doing is allowing water to get in. So the water that goes in from the top is not good. The water that comes from the nail bed is good, because both of those things keep the nails flexible, so that when you whack them, there we go. When you whack it, they bend. So a big part of our body oil is wax ester. So if the wax ester can come up, then it also can go down. And so that's what's so amazing about jojoba, is that it's not an oil. So labeled as an oil, there's all different kinds of quality in terms of which jojoba you get, which is why I've done a bunch of research and chosen our vendor very carefully. So that's what's really important. When I first created it, I created it because I have an allergy to almonds, and all cuticle oils have almond oil in them. Except for all the indies now who have listened to me and learned from me, and now they've got jojoba in there. So when I created it, I studied all the DIY recipes over on Pinterest, and then I also studied all the ingredient lists in the commercial products, and I started noticing some things that were consistent. And so I decided to make my own. I'm like, okay, I'm a mom, I follow recipes, I've made a few recipes. So I just sort of did this, and I picked and chose different oils, and that's how I ended up with the olive oil and the grapeseed oil. I put in the vitamin E because it's great for your skin, as well as the vitamin A helps get rid of these little fine wrinkles that happen here. And a touch of melaleuca. I didn't put in very much because I don't like the way it smells. Actually, I hate the way it smells. So, but I found out that all of the oils are antibacterial, antifungal, antimicrobial, all on their own. And so, of course, is melaleuca. It's got great PR. And then fragrance. So that is why our oil is so different. And call out my mom and my best friend Kirsten, is they both, when I first started, they both were like, well, Anna's talking about this jojoba and it must be fantastic. So when they ran out of my oil, they went and got straight jojoba. And a week later they were like, it doesn't work the same. It just doesn't. And so that's what's interesting, is that there becomes this synergistic blend with all of those oils and the jojoba, and it becomes a very different product. So it's kind of like baking a cake. If you take your eggs and your milk and your oil and the cake mix, or make it from scratch, but I do cake mix. You take all of those different ingredients and you put them together, you make a cake, and they're no longer the same thing. They have become something different. They become your cake. And Natasha, there's tons of articles. So Google nailcarehq.com and jojoba, the strength and brittle nails. That explains all of why jojoba is so important. And does the lotion stick have the same benefits? I love the lotion stick. I had my mom create it. She's our chemist. I've got a couple minutes here on Instagram. I said to my mom, because our oil is so light, and people who work with water, like in the restaurant industry or hospital, people who work with paper, a lot of us who are filing things and counting money, if people who work at a bank, and then also people who work with fabric. All of those are just strip the oils from your hands. And so I said, I want you to create something that will create this water resistant barrier and seal in the oil that's in that you're applying to your nails and skin right here. It took her a long time to get it. And the reason was because I thought, oh, beeswax is the solution. Well, no, it's not. It was a combination of just a tiny bit of beeswax and lanolin. And then because the lanolin makes it softer. So it was that, plus mango butter. That's a big one. I did not expect that. Coconut butter, coconut oil, as well as jojoba, and then a few other ingredients. I think I haven't looked at our ingredient list in a long time and I haven't made it. John, our warehouse manager, he makes all of our lotion sticks. So it creates this lovely water resistant barrier. So it's trapping the water that your and body oil that your skin makes already. So it's creating this water resistant barrier, and it's really nice because when I'm washing my hands, I just wash my palms unless I've been digging in dirt. I do not. I do a little bit of this, but I don't do a lot. And so my hands, when they come out, all the water has just beat it up. It's really nice to have washed your hands and not feel like they're parched and they're sandpaper. So that's the benefits of the lotion stick, and it makes your skin feel really, really soft. Okay. Hi Anna, I had a question. The skin around my nails is sort of dark. Any safe way to lighten it? No, I don't think so. That's just the way you're born. So yeah, sorry about that. Yeah, and I don't, since I'm not a doctor, I don't know very much about lightening skin, if that's possible. You would need to see a dermatologist about that. Rhea says, Anna, I've emailed you some photos with your nails. I know you've been busy. Did I get it or I email wrong? I've been really, really busy, and I've been bad. Sorry, naughty girl. About staying on top of my email. You can email info@myblisskiss.com. Usually my team will drag me over to answer that email. That's probably the best way, because if you email me directly, I'm trying to use those emails as sources for creating more articles for you. I've got 1 minute and 34 seconds over on Instagram. So let me real quick say where all the places are that you can find me, because Instagram likes to shut me off in the middle of a sentence. I'm on YouTube. You go to youtube.com/C as in channel. That's probably backwards. And then /BlissKiss, and you'll find all of the articles. You'll also find all of these lives that I've done. They're all there, and James has made them so that it's easy for you to find the exact spot of where I talk about different topics. So that's really cool. You can turn those on when you're doing your nails and just listen. Also, you can find me, of course, all my articles at nailcarehq.com. You can also find tons of information about our products at myblisskiss.com. 35 seconds. And you can always email us, info@myblisskiss.com. If you're having issues with products, email customer support or customer care, either one works. Customer support at myblisskiss.com, and we will help you make sure that you include your order number. Okay, 14 seconds. So Instagram's gonna do its thing. If I'm gonna go for a little bit longer over on Facebook, if you want to hop over there, if I didn't get to your question. So I'll see ya.
Hey, it's Anna. I've written over 70 nail care articles that you can find at nailcarehq.com. And if you're looking for products that will help you have longer, stronger nails, visit myblisskiss.com. Be sure to push the subscribe button and turn on notifications to get alerted when I publish more videos. This is Anna, signing off and sending you bliss.